And kind of, I suppose the next level that we need to also talk is in terms of developing the human resource. Sri Lanka's spice sector, as you would have noted from the previous presentations, is presently labor intensive. So the labor activity in the sector also contributes towards the quality, the standard of the product, and also in terms of its value addition as well. So I think taking a step back to the cinnamon PGI project, when you consider its successes, I think one key point, one key success would be, I hope I'm not wrong in saying, is the cinnamon training academy. And there was quite a collaborative approach towards it. The likes of UNIDO, the SDDF, and other, the EU, were all very collaborative in terms of setting up the cinnamon training academy. But now that the conversation is moving beyond cinnamon and into the wider spice sector, I guess the need for more expanded services, more expanded curriculum, and scope of programs from the Cinnamon Training Academy increases. So I would like to invite Mr. Sarada Silva, the Chairperson of the Cinnamon Training Academy, to share with us maybe a few notes of the successes of the Cinnamon Training Academy and how the Academy is planning on expanding the scope of your programs, the curriculum, so that more skills are developed across the wider spice sector in Sri Lanka.
Thank you, Vipul. First, let me set out how this project came about me. Actually, I was invited by SDDF Mr. Melvin in July 2019 to make a presentation on the success of the Cinnamon Training Academy at the Aid for Trade, WTO Aid for Trade Global Summit. So at this summit, when I made the presentation, there were a few questions asked. One I very distinctly remember was by the French ambassador to WTO, who asked why cannot this be replicated in other Sri Lankan spices. And also the same thing was echoed by Roshan Khan of SDDF as to whether we can do this fairly fast. So I responded, we certainly can. To our major spices, we can certainly do this, and that's how this whole project began. And then my dear friend and Mr. Melvin said, why don't you apply for a project proposal grant? So I made the application in late July and it was approved in November. We granted us $41,000 for PPG and we gave it to UNIDO. Like the earlier project, we gave it to UNIDO to do the project proposal grant. So that's how it became into being. Of course, we had about 2 years delay due to COVID. As Sampath said, during the value chain analysis, there were quite a lot of delays. And but anyway, we somehow managed, and in November 2022, we had the final validation workshop. And then I was very happy when UNIDO gave me the project. I was going to last year to Geneva, in November, to personally hand over the project proposal to Melvin and Dr. Jenkins, which I did, and it gave me a lot of happiness that I was able to personally do this. Now, the success of the Cinnamon Training Academy is mainly we do a lot of things without the market in mind. We think we produce something, we do some quality improvement which we believe is correct, but not the market wants. Today, if you want to access high-end sophisticated markets, the 3 P's, what I call the 3 P's, is the process has to be certified, that is ISO 22000. The product has to be certified, it's another ISO, in cinnamon is 6539, as its own ISO. Then the personnel also has to be certified. Now that was what was lacking, and that was what made us create the Cinnamon Training Academy. And we have NVQ qualifications approved, the National Vocational Qualification, approved by the Tertiary Vocational Education Commission. Now, what we are trying to do here is the same that we did for cinnamon, for pepper, cloves and nutmeg. Once you establish a MEQ, personal certification can be got. And it is not only for the Cinema Training Academy which will be converted to the Spice Training, any accredited body of the tertiary vocational education commission, you can start training on the national vocational qualification, whether it's a department or whether it's some private another organization. Anybody could do it as long as you get TVEC accreditation. Then the next one is the traceability. Now I believe that we have very long value chain. That is, the cinnamon value chain is even longer. Dr. mentioned for the paper. We need to shorten the value chain. I'm not saying to take certain categories in the value chain out, but as we go down towards GI, I believe this project will do 1 or 2 more GIs by the paper and clothes. I don't know. It's up to the industry to decide what they want. And when that is done, it's a natural movement towards shortening the value chain. Because if an exporter wants to get his product, he can't have 10 people in the value chain. It becomes a nightmare in traceability. So automatically, as we go along, the value chain factors will reduce. Then another important product, as the chairman of the Spice Council said, we are getting fairly very high prices compared to other world market prices. If you take paper, India pays us a very high premium for our paper because they are extracting the oleoresin from our paper. So we need to see how we can do those things here. But we also have to understand the market forces and the current situation. Though we have pipe rate of more than 8 to 10, sometimes going up to 13, the established standard is about 6%. So what India does is they import the 4% pepper from Vietnam and get our 10, 12 or 8%, 10-12% to India and reduce the thing to 6%. They average it out. Now here our extractors are hampered by the lack of the possibility of importing low price, low piperine products here to reduce our piperine country to the international level. Now, these are policy decisions. And also we must not forget, since we signed the Sri Lanka-India Free Trade Agreement, our spices have been obtaining duty-free access to India. And thereby we have got a very good price over the last 10-15 years compared to us trying to send it elsewhere. So that's another thing. And I think if you are talking of value addition, this making a product cleaner or putting it in a bottle is simple value addition. We need to go to high end, either oleoresins, oils, they also become natural value additions at a particular point. We need to go beyond that. Now, for instance, you could note that the tea industry and the spice sector and the herb sector is converging. There's a lot of exports of cinnamon tea, cardamom tea, clove tea, mixed with herbs. So now that's the way to go forward, because then it's a finished product. When it's a finished product, then the kilo of cinnamon or pepper is $2 or 1,000 rupees or 2,000 rupees, doesn't make much of a difference because you have a higher margin in those. So that's the way forward to go. And now I believe we can do what we did for the cinnamon value chain thanks to STDF, UNIDO. We enhanced the entire value chain of the cinnamon industry, established the Cinnamon Training Academy, and we got the first GI for Sri Lanka. Unfortunately, it has had some stagnation, but I'm sure it will come out of it and they will go forward. But that you don't have to reinvent the wheel for pepper, cloves and nutmeg. The lessons are there to there. You can easily follow this, and you will be more than happy to guide the industry along into achieving greater status. Thank you.